Hey guys, welcome to Off the Record podcast episode. Wow, I'm so excited. Well, my name is Rejoice Nathan and I'm your host. Come with me for a ride. This is a little bit off the record. So today I'm going to be addressing, or I want to address a concern. This concern is that I am of the opinion that investing in knowledge is a very crazy type of shit. Don't rush me. I don't know how to. Okay, I'll try to unpack. I'll try to break down my thought process, right? But before I do that, I think at this point, we should all agree that going to school is so different from being educated. I mean, you can be educated without going to school, and you can also go to school without being educated. You can also do both at the same time anyway, but I'm just trying to have it clear that they are two different things actually, that one can merge together or have either of, right? Because to me, investing in knowledge is about going the extra miles. It's far from, writing and passing your exams. It's far from having straight A's in your WAEC or JAMB or any external exam that you write. It's far from being recognized as the one who answers questions in class. It's far from being the one who, knows how to do their things in the offices and all that. Investing in knowledge is doing the extra thing. It's taking the extra courses. Is reading the extra. And I'm not listing these things to say that anyone who's not doing it is not really investing in personal knowledge, right? Because of course everybody learns in different ways. There are people who they learn through reading, like they love reading. I'd advise you read if you love reading. There are people who learn visually, like they love to watch things. Once they watch something, they catch it, or they listen to something, like they learn by hearing. So if you learn by hearing or if you learn by watching, I think the core of it is understanding which one works for you, and then you know um dwell on that, like abide by that, right? And there are also some people who learn by observing. I think this is one of my favorites. I love to read. I read a lot, even though I've not really been reading as I used to. You know, adulthood. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. Right. So, but observing, there's also this learning by observing, where you just sit in the room and you know you when someone is talking. So I do this a lot. When someone is talking, I'm not just listening to what you're saying. I'm not just learning from what you're telling me. I'm also learning how you are saying it. I'm learning your body movement. I'm learning, you know, I'm trying to understand your thought process, not just what you're telling me. I'm watching how people are responding to what you say, right? That's like one form of observation. There are like a million other forms, but what I'm trying to say, the center of it is that you are doing something intentionally for yourself. Yeah, you're trying to build up skill sets that are going to be relevant to you, right, in this time and space and world where we live in, right? Because some of us, I don't know, but we have an ideal personality that we want to possess, and that personality will not just wake up you will not just wake up and it be handed to you. You have to intentionally build it, like brick by brick, day by day, you know build yourself into becoming whoever, whatever you want to become, right? I think I'm already deviating a little bit. So now the word investing in knowledge. Investment. Let me bring out that word investment and dwell on it a little bit. Investment, which is to say that whenever you learn, there are high chances that you're not going to use it immediately. Isn't that crazy? Well, it's crazy for me because why? It's just that, you know, it's given this, you know, you're not reaping it when you sow it. So it's more like a futuristic thing. Of course, investment is futuristic, right? So there are things I know that I've learned, years ago, and I never knew that they are the things that will give me an edge right now, where I am right now in my career path and whatever I'm doing, right? And it's just so sweet. It's sweet because right now it's feeling like they just gave it to me on a platter. You know that feeling where you put money in your pocket and then you forget, and then later on, maybe days or weeks later, you find money in your pocket. Yeah, that's the feeling. It's looking like they dashed you the money. That's actually the feeling I have now for some things I've learned, few months, few years ago, that are like being beneficial to me right now. And I even see that some of my mates or some people who are in the same space with me are struggling, or they are just learning it, or I'm like, okay, I've known this for a while. No, I don't mean to brag anyway. All right. Well, moving on from that, I just wanted to highlight some things that I think that are the benefits of investing in knowledge, and then some things that I think that are, I don't want to say non-benefit, but maybe the crazy part. Yeah, let's say the crazy part. So one of the things that are really beneficial about investing in knowledge is that, man, you're going to be able to have intelligent conversations. Because why not? By the time you know a little bit about different things, and then there's something that comes up in the room and they ask for your opinion. Or even if they did not ask for your opinion, you just want to chip in something. And then you go on, go on, go on, go on, you flow, and people around you are sitting and looking at you and nodding there. Oh my God. You guys, don't mind me. All right. So it's just beautiful for one to be able to have intelligent conversations. For me, it's sexy. Like it's I love it. I don't know if you're close to me or if anyone is close to me, they'll know that. I love having quality, intelligent conversations. At this point, it's like a love language for me, because why not? Why do we have to dwell on the surface level? Let's go deeper. Let's ask why. Let's question exactly what's going on. Let's try to analyze a little bit. But that's not the point. The point is that you're not going to sound empty. You're not going to sound stupid. You're not going to sound insensible and unreasonable. At least when you open your mouth to speak, you can contribute meaningfully, and you also know when not to say anything if you don't have anything reasonable to say. So it gives you that smartness. And then there's this thing that people do that I like smart people do. They talk it. Okay, well, smart and unsmart anyway. Don't mind me. All right, there's this thing that people do, and they talk, and then they quote something, like, I once saw something somewhere, or I once read something somewhere, or I once came across something. It sounds like, oh, oh my God, I'm having fun. Okay, so that's one. The second one is, it opens up opportunities. Yeah, connections to like-minded people. You are able to also build quality relationships with people, right? Let's take, for instance, it's a course you're taking, or it's a program you're taking, or you're in a book club, or you guys are in a space and someone is talking about something, and you talk about something you're interested in, and you now find out that the person sitting next to you or opposite to you also has interest in what you're talking about. You guys are talking, that there's this spark when guys talk about football, you know and then it goes, the flow. Imagine being someone who does not like football and you're just sitting in their midst. Oh my God, you're going to be lost. You're going to be so lost, I'm telling you, right? But so when you are able to sit with people who speak to your mind, to your soul, you guys, I don't know, but what or conversations can be therapeutic. Conversations are therapeutic, right? So there's sometimes that people say things and it clicks with your inner mind, like it clicks with your soul, and you're like, Yeah. Actually, is this excitement and satisfaction it gives to be able to connect with people who think the same way that you think, right? If you're going for courses, you can build quality relationships with people, connections, opportunities. Sometimes when they share resources or learning resources, by the time you're going through them, you might see something else. I will take you to something else. I will take you to something else, and you might come across something that will change your life. I don't want to go, if I should go deeper into that, this recording would be so long that I don't know. I don't want it to be so long, but I've gotten certain opportunities just from me researching on things that I want to know about. You know, going on Google, is it Google or Google? I'm an Igbo here. Forgive my accent. So going on Google to research or look for something because you're curious, you just want to know, right? There's this thing where you research or you search something. Yeah, it's called ah I'm a social media marketer, and okay, algorithm. I did not forget, it just skipped my mind. It's called the algorithm. So the algorithm brings out those things that you're searching for anywhere you go. It feels like they are following you around. On Instagram, you might see ads concerning that. On Facebook, right? On any site that you go on, you might see ads concerning that, even on YouTube, just because you're searching for it. There have been opportunities that I got just because I was searching for things, just to know, not because I just to know, and then it clicks to me that okay, there's an opportunity here that I can explore, and trust me, that opportunity, I don't want to tell the story, but that opportunity has changed my life for good up until now. So this is me trying to say that in the process of finding knowledge, there's high potential of you finding yourself, of you finding greater opportunities for yourself. And again, this will be the third part. It prepares you. Investing in knowledge would prepare you for the future. It will prepare you for any future opportunity, right? Something might come up at any time. And just because of the fact that you once learned, what would I use now? Just because you once learned or you know how to send an email, let me not say learn. You know how to send an email. You understand the CC, the BCC, copy, putting people in copy, putting people in blind copy, actually drafting a proper email. You know how to put link into words, right? You know how to structure things, or you know how to use Google Docs, or you know how to use Google Sheets or Excel sheet, whatever works for you. The opportunities that will come, and you're going to grab it just because you know. I recently heard a story of someone who got the scholarship to study in her dream school abroad just because she learned how to speak. I've forgotten the foreign language. A particular foreign language is like it's German. I can't remember. So someone got, the opportunity to study. Not opportunity, got a scholarship to study in a school of her dreams just because she learned how to speak German. So they needed someone who could speak German, who could come over before, it, she got into school. They decided to pay for her school, and all that. Right? Oh my God. That's fascinating for me right now. So another thing would be that it gives you an edge, right? We are in a very competitive world, and the extra skills that you have would keep you in the competitive market. I'm telling you that a lot of people knows what you know. A lot of people can do it the way you do it, or even better than you, or even less better than you. I'm not trying to underplay anybody's ability. I'm just trying to say that the little things that you know gives you an edge. You can't be picked just because something extra, right? What would people be missing if they don't have you in the team? What would people be missing if they don't have you around? What's your unique selling point? Now I'm sounding like a marketer. What's your USP? What's something about you that's so special or unique or beautiful? Well, I don't want to sound I don't want to sound like a motivational speaker. I want to talk about the crazy part of learning. or investing in knowledge. I want to talk about the crazy part of investing in knowledge, which is number one. All right, you're going to spend money and time and energy, mental space, investing in knowledge. Maybe not for everybody, right? Even if you're a Nepo baby, well, you still have to spend time to learn. We're going to spend money. If you're learning online, you will spend data. And by the time you're spending it, it's not going to be funny. At some point in my life, I've used my last card to buy data just to learn online. I've starved myself. I've gone hungry just because I wanted to meet up with my online classes and I needed to buy data. Right? You're going to have to sacrifice. It's the sacrificial part that is crazy. Right? You're going to have to sacrifice something, one thing or the other. You're going to have to deny yourself, certain kind of pleasure. Yeah, you might have the crazy part is you might have a class and then the same day you also have like an outing, and then you have to choose between both, which is more important for you. Well, sometimes you can just decide to do what you want to do. Okay, another thing is sometimes you're going to feel like, is it even worth it? I felt it though. Yeah, I'm saying it because I felt it. I don't know, maybe other people do not feel it. Well, the secondary part of investing in knowledge, I call it the secondary part, but the secondary crazy part is that at some point you might be overthinking things because you want to. Okay, I think this is a personality problem, a personality issue. You might be overthinking things. At some point, you might have imposter syndrome, asking yourself if you really can do this, if you're not deceiving yourself, if you're actually good at it, or trying to get perfect before you start. Overthinking, basically, overthinking sets in at some point in terms of personal, investing in personal knowledge. You might also lose friends who are not catching up with you, and then it becomes lonely at the top. Well, it's taking too long, this conversation, and even though I'm enjoying talking about it, but I would have loved to have someone rub minds together with. But we're getting there, actually. We'll get there someday. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate that you listened to this point. It means a whole lot to me if you subscribe or if you drop a comment. I don't want to drop or say any comment prompt. Just let me know what you think. From all of my yabbing today, from all of my ranting today. Thank you so much for listening to me. I really appreciate. Until next time, when we speak again, or when I speak again. Ciao.